Okay? But let's just get right into it, Cancer. Overall energy for this month I see is the High Priestess. Okay? So this is inner knowing. For some of you, there's something that you know wholeheartedly or something that you're feeling. Something that you're foreseeing, something about your intuition is very, very high right now. And you're correct. You're tapping into that intuitive side. For some of you, you could be possibly keeping a secret. You might be holding some things, some knowledge to yourself. All right, but we will definitely take a look at this and clarify what's going on here. Okay, let's move some stuff aside. All right, let's see here. Let's get some deeper insights. What's going on with Cancer? Okay, so this card, I actually got this card twice in 1 week, last week. There's something happening in your life, Cancer, that maybe doesn't feel so good, but it's supposed to happen because in the long run it's good for you, okay? So whatever this is so far, if you're someone that's picking up already that this resonates for me, this could be, a breakup. This could be you no longer being able to work. Maybe, you haven't been feeling well. Maybe this is your body saying it's time for you to rest. Maybe there's a situation that's going on that you're completely confused about and you're not understanding why you can no longer do this or why something has changed. And it could be a little bit painful for you. It could be uncomfortable, anywhere from being uncomfortable to painful. Whatever it is, it's like this is for something better to happen. This is meant to happen, okay? But let's go ahead. Let me see. 31. Let's take a look here. A little sneak peek. Okay. Yeah, this is all about tough love. Okay, so the universe is definitely, for some of you, showing you some tough love. It's like, you know what? You didn't want to slow down. So we're going to cause something kind of like a tower moment in order for you to slow down. Maybe you have been told that you need to start doing something differently. And you're like, I don't want to do that. It makes me uncomfortable. There's a reason why this is happening. So it says that things that are good for us don't always feel good. Have you been on the receiving end of some tough love? Some of you may have received some tough love, or you know that it's time to give someone tough love. Some of you need to make someone realize something. This could be pertaining to your children. This could be pertaining to a family member or somebody that you're involved with romantically. Or have you received some tough love? Was it a wake-up call? Did someone do something or say something to you that really hurt but you needed to hear? You needed to hear it. So what I'm seeing is there's 3 different case scenarios. Either the universe is saying, hey, I know this doesn't make sense to you, but everything does happen for a reason, and it's going to be for the better of you. For some of you, it's like, you know what? I really don't want to tell you that you need to leave. I really don't need to be telling you that you need to hold your own weight. I really don't need to tell you, that you need to do better. But I can show you better than I can tell you. This is what I'm feeling. This is the vibe. I can show you better than I can tell you. Or I have been telling you this, and you haven't listened to what I've said. All right? So showing that tough love. And for some of you, you may have been ignoring. Some of you may have been needing to do something or not do something, and someone has come to you. But either way, There's an inner knowing that now is the time to receive this information or to give this information, wrapped up in this beautiful package of tough love. It's got this big beautiful bow on it, but it's just like, you know what, I opened up this shit, I really don't like what's inside, but it's the truth. The truth is inside, and it's needed to come out. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what your soul is saying. Okay, before I do that, I am feeling led to pull one of these cards over here. Okay, because we are looking at shadow side. Getting calm. Okay, so it's like, don't panic. Whatever this is, don't panic right now. All right, this is something that needs to happen. All right, and then you also need to realize that you need to get back on track with something. A lot of you need to get back to your own happiness. All right, so whatever is going on right now, please do not allow this to send you in such a panic to where you're not able to receive the lesson or the blessing. I just put them two words together, the lesson. What is a lesson? It's a blessing and a lesson together. No. Okay. So, yeah, don't panic. This is for the better. Okay. This is for the better. Just know. And I think that you guys know this deep down. You know that this is what needs to happen. Some of you have been holding this inside, and that's why the High Priestess, if you're someone that has been hiding the fact that you want to give tough love, or that you know that you need to be doing something, and now this situation has happened, it's like, you know what? You knew this was going to happen. You knew you couldn't hide behind this much longer. You knew that you couldn't continue not to say the words much longer. And then you have flashover. It's all in your head, okay? So some of you have been all in your head and telling yourself that you can't do this, or you couldn't possibly say that. It's all in your head. You definitely can and should say the things that you want to say. If you need to hear tough love, you have to know that it's because you need to get out of that rut. You need to get out of that pattern or that situation. But let's go ahead and look a little deeper here. It's all in your head. Okay? So some of you have been psyching yourselves out when it comes to something. So it says here, you are overthinking things. Friction and resistance in the circuits of your brain have now confused you into thinking the pain and tension is in the world around you, when really it's all in your head. The good news is, at the same time, all it takes is a spark of trust to short circuit resistant buildup from friction with the world. Okay? When this card shows up, it's time to close your eyes and take a deep breath and recognize that the only thing standing in your way is you. Okay? Exactly what I said. Now, a couple of words that I'm hearing here. Okay? It's time. Inner knowing. And I feel like pain. This is what I'm hearing. Pain. Both of these cards here talked about it, okay? Some of you are not saying or doing something because it's painful for you to do. There could be a small group of you could physically be going through some pain pertaining to your health. Some of you are freaking out when it's coming to what's going on in the world right now. But I feel like some of you are in fear of what it's going to be like if you don't have this person in your life. If you say this thing and you ruffle some feathers, or just making a change, period. Okay, but there's a lot of pain here, and there's a lot of panic and worry. All right, Cancer. So let's really get control of that, because it's becoming to the point where it's taking over your mind. Okay, it's taking over, and it's causing a lot of panic. You're causing a lot of panic. Okay. And I felt like I just had to give you a little tough love there, because I feel like sometimes you don't see that you are over dramatizing a situation. It's not because you want to be a drama king or queen. It's just that you see things and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like, you're so sensitive that, and we know this, Cancer, you guys are one of the really sensitive signs. So because you're so sensitive to the way of the world, or other people's feelings, or how this is going to make you feel, or how it's going to make that person feel, and not wanting to step on anyone's toes. You always are thinking about, if I say and do this or this happens, it's that overthinking, because you are very emotional. There's nothing wrong with that. But now it's doing something to you. All right. Now, when we talk about what your soul is saying, we get the relationship card. So for a lot of you, this could be clearly an indication that there needs to be some tough love when it comes to a particular relationship. All right. But let's take a look here. All right, it says, if you are struggling to find a loving and meaningful relationship, it may be worth checking on the relationship you have with yourself, Cancer. Okay? It says, for all of our relationships with others, mirror the relationship we have with ourselves. If you feel that something is lacking in your relationship with another, you will often find the same thing lacking within you. When you find love and meaning within yourself, you will see love and meaning within others. All transforms when we transform. Okay? So, I feel like this is talking about a relationship here. Now, if this isn't a romantic situation, this is a relationship that you have with someone close to you, a friend or a family member, because we have all types of relationships, right? But I feel like this is an intimate, someone that's close to you relationship. Someone here has to give tough love or has given you tough love. This is what I'm saying. Some things had to be said. Some things had to have been done. All right? And now it's time for you to focus on yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself, because I feel like you may have lost yourself within a situation here. Okay, let's see. And I mean, we've all been there where we lose ourselves in our jobs, in our daily duties with our children, in our careers, in our friends' issues, in our relationships. I mean, it happens, Cancer. It really does. But I just feel like now's the time to address. Okay, let's see what we have. Spirit of the Warrior. Yes, I'm getting the sense that it's time to be like a warrior, all right? Let's be up for the challenge, but let's go ahead and see. I'm reading some things from the books these days because I'm finding that there are theme words for people to kind of acknowledge and work on. And then sometimes I really like you guys to see I'm not making this shit up, okay? But it says don't give up. If you feel hopeless, despair, defeat, or frustration, and you wonder if it's really worth it, place your mind in your heart and your heart in awareness of what is that is inspiring you. Do you feel alone on your quest? Look for the legions of being and spirit upon the earth that fight alongside you, fearless and ferocious with love. Be uplifted by your fellow spirit warriors. Feel the joy of their love and unity with you. You have access to the divine power that conquers any obstacle, wins every battle, and secures every victory. Okay, absolutely. So you might feel like you're alone in all of this. You might feel like if you leave, you're going to be alone, or someone, has left you alone. Maybe you're not in a relationship right now and you've been trying to find a relationship, and now you're realizing there's been some tough love. This is why you haven't been able to, because there's a blockage. All this is about realization. So if you've been wanting a relationship and you're not in one, or you're not in the most prosperous or healthy relationship, that's because you haven't built a relationship with yourself. Okay? And so you need to establish that. And, it has been said that some of the things that you don't like in other people could possibly be the same thing that you see in yourself. And it's so much easier to spot it when it's outside of yourself versus when it's inside. Okay? And say, okay, you know what? I do the same thing. I do it in a different way, or I do it in the same exact way. And I don't like when he or she does that. It takes a lot of self-work to be able to think like that and to be able to articulate how you feel about something without checking yourself first. So there's a lot to it here, Cancer, but all in all, it's like going deep within. Stop overthinking. Don't panic. Embrace the tough love. If you're on the receiving end, know that you have to give tough love. But I think that you guys already know this, okay, with the High Priestess being here. And for some of you, you're hiding from the things that you know to be true. You're hiding, and you can't hide anymore. Okay, it's all coming to a head. You can't hide anymore. All right. So let's get some wisdom from the wisdom of the oracle. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Yes. Yes. So far. Yes. Yes. And yes. Okay. First card you got is the Here and Now card. Okay. You can't be thinking about the past. You can't predict what's going to happen in the future. And maybe you guys can. Okay. Maybe you have your own tarot cards or whatever. Your own spiritual type of intuition. But you can't focus on what is going to happen in the future, and you can't focus on the past. The only thing that you need to be worried about is the here and now. Okay? So right now, there are some things that need to change. Right now, there are some things that need to be said. Right now, there are some things that need to be addressed and acknowledged. Okay? There's a lot of chaos and conflict that's going on. A lot of it is more so internal. It's that internal. It's the flashover card. It's all in your head. There is enough going on, Cancer, on the external that you don't have to bring more into it in the internal. You got a lot going on, period. Okay, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on around you. So it's like you have to choose your battles, all right? So don't carry every single baggage point with you everywhere. Don't add more additional stress on yourself, because here's the tea. For some of you, it's just time to go. It's time to leave that job. It's time to leave that relationship. It's time to leave that family member alone. All right. But for some of you, you just need to walk away from certain ideas, mindsets, and behaviors and walk towards this door here. Whatever this door is, that's a new opportunity, or that's a change, that's difference. Something. You have to walk away from the way that you've been operating, thinking, feeling, because right now it's time to co-create. It's time to create something new for yourself, Cancer.